Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining India's MacAdmin virtual meet. Okay, today this is a special recording for a very special event from Apple, macOS Sonoma. macOS Sonoma is going to release tomorrow, which is 26th September 2023. And this recording is all about macOS Sonoma. Are you ready for macOS Sonoma? If yes, what you need to do? And if you are not ready for macOS Sonoma, what you really need to do? So let's see the slides. Okay, so the agenda is very simple. I will talk about a small introduction about myself, and then we'll jump to the main topic, macOS Sonoma. Are we ready or are we not ready? And there is some demo videos so that it will help you to implement certain part of the slides. Okay. To start with, my name is Salim Okani, and I am also well known in community by name of Sam or Samstar 777. I have 15 plus years of experience both in Mac and Windows platform. I am JAM 200, 300, 370, and 400 certified. I love to help people, and that's where I started my community name, India Mac Admins. Okay, today's topic. Wow, what a wallpaper! Mac OS Sonoma. macOS Sonoma is going to release tomorrow, 26th September 2023. Uh, and Jamf has already announced that with Jamf Pro version 10.50, they bring officially the compatibility for macOS Sonoma, iOS 17, and iPadOS 17. It also brings enhancement to configuration profiles for platform SSO and file vault enforcement during setup assistance. Okay. Save the date. Do not forget. On 26 September 2023, macOS Sonoma will release, and so do Apple Business Manager. New terms and conditions will be released. So we, as a Mac admin, has to go to Apple Business Manager, and approve the terms and condition. If we forgot to approve the terms and condition, then our zero touch enrollment or pre-stage enrollment will break. So make sure, if you at all get a new terms and condition in Apple Business Manager, please go and approve the same. On these slides, you see an official Apple slide where Apple is calling out which are those hardware models which are compatible with macOS Sonoma. To start with iMac, any iMac in your organization which are with build 2019 and later is compatible with Sonoma. Mac Pro 2019 and later. iMac Pro 2017 and later. Okay. Mac Studio 2022 and later. MacBook Air, Mac Mini, and MacBook Pro 2018 and later. So maybe if you have MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, or Mac Mini in your organization, which is of build 2017 or earlier, they are no longer supported on Sonoma, and maybe you need to plan. Maybe next to next year you need to plan for the refresh. Okay, let's do a deep dive in macOS Sonoma. First thing first, what's new for Mac admins? Okay, Sonoma is coming, good UI and stuff. But for Mac admins, what is there? Right? There are many new things in Mac OS Sonoma for Mac admin. I have jotted down only three, four things. Okay, not all, but few things. Very first important thing is account-driven device enrollment. So what is account-driven device enrollment? It allows us to easily enroll the organization or company-owned devices. This is applicable for iPhone, iPad, and Mac OS. Okay, where we no longer have to download the enrollment profile. We just need to go sign into uh, Apple account by your managed Apple ID. Okay, and once you sign in, it will give us all the profiles. It will install all the profiles, and it will start the provisioning or enrollment process. Okay, we also now have account driven user enrollment. So account driven user enrollment simplifies the enrollment process for personal Mac devices. Yes, we really do not had a personal device enrollment in Mac fleets. And this is where we can think and start about bring your own device of Mac fleets. Okay, and there is good amount of work which you need to do in backend, right? But account driven user enrollment is there to simplifying enrollment process for personal devices. Okay, where an end user can log in with their manage Apple IDs. Okay, and it will then trigger the same flow as account driven device enrollment, and the machine will be managed. Okay, then what is the difference? When you sign in with Apple, this mechanism, when you use user enrollment, account driven user enrollment, it makes sure that you not only signed with your manage Apple ID, but you will also have an ability to sign with your personal Apple ID. And it also ensures that all the work services or work application authentication goes to the right Apple IDs. That means your corporate Apple ID and your corporate application will authenticate to itself, and it will not go to your personal Apple ID. Declarative device management update. So declarative device management can now be used to manage updates, software updates, okay, for iOS, for iPad OS, for Mac OS. It also provides us new options to schedule the update, when and how the software update or upgrade will go. And we can also enforce the software update and enforce the software upgrade with declarative device management. Okay, it's pretty new. Obviously, we need to test it out before we go ahead and enforce DDM for software updates. Okay. So now we know, okay, Sonoma is going to release on 26th of September. We know the terms and conditions may come from Apple. We know what is new for Mac admins. So if we know everything, we also know the compatibility. So now comes the question, are you ready? If the answer for this question is yes, I am ready, then what you need to do? If you are ready for macOS Sonoma, you really need to create an extension attribute in your organization Champ Pro. Okay, that extension attribute name is Sonoma Compatibility Checker. Okay, Sonoma Compatibility Checker. If you see on my screen above the QR code, there is a name Sonoma Compatibility Checker, and there is a value true. Okay, so what is this extension attribute? This extension attribute has a script which will not only check the compatibility based on the hardware model which we have seen in previous slides, but it will also check the minimum RAM required for the processes, and also it will check the free disk space required for the seamless upgrade. Okay, when you upload this extension attribute in your Gem Pro, and after that, once the device runs the recon or inventory update, it will populate a value against this Sonoma checker. A value would be true or a value will be false, right? If the value is true, that means that particular device is compatible with Sonoma. If the value is false, that means that device is not compatible with macOS Sonoma. Okay. If you need that extension attribute right away, I would recommend scan this QR code. It will directly take you to my GitHub page where I have the XML of this extension attribute. Please download that XML, and then in the next slide, I will guide you how you can upload this XML in your Chat Pro. Okay, I'll give you a couple of seconds for that. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So in this slide, imagine you have already downloaded that XML in your Mac. How will you upload the XML? So here is a live video demo for you. So you will go to your settings. In settings, you will go to computer management and then extension attribute. You need to click on that upload button and click on choose file and then download this XML. Sorry, select and upload this XML. When you click on the upload, it will automatically create an extension attribute for you with the same name, some description, and the script which I was talking about, right? And here is the entire script, for which checks the compatibility and save this. When you save this file, after that, will, uh, whenever your device will do an inventory update, it will populate the value against the file name, which is Sonoma compatibility checker. You can also create a smart group, saying that okay, smart group uh, file parameter is criteria Sonoma compatibility checker is and the value true or false. If you add a value true, any device coming in that smart group is compatible with macOS Sonoma. And that's way you can easily roll out Sonoma for only compatible devices. For not compatible devices, obviously your support team has to work and check why it is not compatible. If it is based on build version, if it is not compatible, you cannot do anything. But if it is a disk space which is low, you can help user to free up the space. Okay. So now we know if we are ready for macOS Sonoma, what we need to do. But for those guys over here who is observing this video, if the answer, are you ready for macOS Sonoma? If the answer is no, I am not ready for Sonoma. If your answer is you are not ready for Sonoma, so these are the things which you need to do today. Okay. First thing first, if you're checking this on my YouTube channel and if you're not part of my Telegram group, my Telegram group name is India MacAdmins. Okay, please scan this QR code and join my Telegram group. That the Telegram group is a place where we all help each other. I share good amount of my recordings there. I share with them all the installers or a script which is required. I also help them in their open issues or questions, right? So scan the QR code and join my Telegram group now. Okay, so let's talk about if you are not ready. If you are not ready for Mac OS Sonoma, the very first thing you need to do, and I'm sure you guys would have done, many of you guys would have done, you need to create a deferrals in your configuration profile. A deferral which is blocking or which is deferring your major operating system for 1 to 90 days. Okay, you can keep a deferral for 90 days, and once you have the readiness, you can remove the deferrals. So first is keep the deferrals. Second is keep the restrictions, which can block the process for upgrading or installation of the macOS Sonoma installer app, right? So keep the deferrals on, and I'm going to show you a screenshot of how the profile for deferral looks like, how the profile, how the restriction payload looks like. Okay, and just to take you one step back, 1 year back, when Apple released macOS Ventura, Apple also had released a new software upgrade path for macOS Ventura that was named and termed as Delta updates, right? And what happened was uh, any device which were on macOS Ventura version 12.x, okay, or 12.3, they also had an ability to upgrade their operating system with a minor update to macOS Ventura. So that they termed as a bridge OS or a Delta OS. And in those scenario, what we did last year was we not only defer a major upgrade, but also we defer a minor updates. And when you defer a minor update, it also defers all your security and critical updates for you in your organization, and which is not recommended. And that's where Apple has fixed that issue in macOS 12.6.1. So if at all, you want to find out a major way of blocking it, any other an alternative way, I also have one more alternative way how you can do it in slides. So let's see this. First, here is a screenshot of Mac OS major upgrade configuration profiles. Okay, where if you see clearly, I am blocking a major upgrade uh, for 90 days, right? And if you want, this is a JSON based configuration profile. If you want, you will find this profile in my GitHub page. And if you don't know my GitHub page link, you can join my Telegram group and ask me there and I will help you out. This is a restriction payload where I am giving a process name to block. And as soon as this process is triggered on an endpoint, this restriction payload will kill the process. And there is a message, where user will see the message that why this is blocked, right? Or why this is restricted. Now you know how deferrals work, you know how restriction works. But if you need to know an alternate way, how can we block Sonoma? Maybe even more than 90 days. We don't have a readiness for after 90 days also. User will be able to see Sonoma, but we still want to restrict them. Then there is one more way of doing it. One of our Mac admins, Tile, and I'm very sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong here. He has created a Sonoma blocker for us. It's an PKG installer. If you install this file, it is actually blocking Sonoma installation or upgrade on that particular Mac. And if you see clearly, the last line is also a script which is Sonoma blocker remove.sh. So as soon as you want to give an ability for devices or users to install blocker, to install Sonoma, you need to run this script which will remove the restrictions. Okay. So you can easily go to GitHub and search for this name and you will find the script and installer. Or I am going to share this in our Telegram group. Come join the Telegram group, ask me for installer and the script. I will help you out. I will also guide you how you can do that in your environment. Okay. So let me show you a demo how these things work. The very first thing, if you download the PKG in your environment, right, and try to install it, what will happen is when you install the PKG, it creates a launch agent or a daemon in backend. And from macOS Ventura, when you install anything which has a background process, it directly notifies the end user. And end user will able to see that, okay, there is NOITAS background process which is added. And what end user can do? End user can turn off these settings. And when they turn off these settings, the restriction which you are adding by this package will no longer work. So what should we do after installation of this package so that end user should not be able to disable this? So let's take this slide. On the very first slide where you see the orange highlighted mark, NOITIS has a active notch which is currently on. Okay, if you see there is a second application listed which is FireEye and the notch is grayed out. Okay, but for NOITAS, the notch is not grayed out. End user can go and turn it off. So what you need to do? So everyone in this call or everyone in this YouTube channel who is checking the recording, they would clearly know how to create a login items and they will already have a manage login items profile. You need to edit that profile and add one more login item configuration. So if you see the screenshot, the rule type is team identifier. I have given you the identifier alphanumeric number, right? And then the rule command is NOITAS. And when you deploy this configuration to all devices, and as soon as the configuration is installed on the devices, and now you see the last screenshot, it says NOITAS. This item is managed by your organization, and the notch to enable and disable is grayed out. That means end user will not be able to disable this, and your restriction will work correctly. Okay, so login item is now managed by your organization. So now, when Sonoma is going to release, if terms and conditions are there, you need to approve it. If you are ready, what you need to do, you need to create an extension attribute first. If you're not ready, you need to do deferrals, you need to do restrictions, or you need to install a Sonoma blocker. And I have given you clear videos how to do it. What's left? There is everything about Sonoma here in this video. But one thing is missing here, which is how to upgrade to macOS Sonoma. So for that, I will say, stay tuned. I will be creating one more video where I will guide you how to upgrade to macOS Sonoma. With that, I would like to thank you for checking my recordings. And I also have an official community on Chat Nation, and the community name is India's MacAdmin. Scan this QR code and sign into your Jamp Nation with your ID and password, and then you will have a option to join this community as a member. This is a place where I always announce my events. So please join this and stay connected. Thank you.